All right, all you Southerners out there, you know who deserves a biscuit? Vegans. Vegans deserve a really good, flaky, delicious, golden brown biscuit. And mine uses none other than Sir Kensington's vegan mayo. All right, so step one is if you look at the flour, right, just by taking it out of the bag, there's little lumps in the flour. So a good tip whenever you're making biscuits is just to give everything a good whisk. Let's start with the dry ingredients. I'm gonna do a couple of tablespoons of sugar, all right, good pinch of salt, and about a tablespoon of baking powder. Then I'm gonna do some Old Bay. I'm about 2 teaspoons of Old Bay. Old Bay, if you haven't had it, is usually tossed with seafood of some sort. So think shrimp, crab, all that good stuff, lobster. But I find it really, really good and intoxicating. I'm gonna whisk all that together. Smells awesome already. Then we're gonna add our fat. And normally when you're making biscuits, you're thinking butter and buttermilk. But butter is not vegan and neither is buttermilk. So we wanted to kind of do an alternative. So I've got the vegan mayo, which I love because it uses aquafaba, which is water from beans and legumes. So I'm gonna do about 1/3 of a cup of this right in, vegan mayo, right in. And then I'm gonna whisk that through until it kind of creates little lumps. At this point, the whisk has done its job. It's time for you to use the best tool in the kitchen, your hands. All right, so just kind of toss that through. I'm gonna take some vegan cream, right? And I'm just gonna kind of around the outside, add just a little bit. I do it around the outside so it just distributes a little bit evenly. And then I just start working it in. All right, so this looks great. And I'm just gonna start kind of pinching it together. You can see it's still just crumbling. And that is what we're looking for, this perfect texture, somewhere in between wet and dry. All right, so out on the table we go. And then I'm gonna just knead it a couple of times just to bring the whole thing together. And this is a method I learned in cooking school, just using the heel of your palm to kind of smear, right? And then just kind of roll it over the top. So I'm kind of shaping this into like a large envelope size. And you can see I'm using kind of the side of my hands, right? To kind of square it off. Then I'm gonna take my knife, cut it right down the middle. And then I'm gonna cut this down the middle, that down the middle. And you can see the layers right there. It's gonna bake up and just kind of like blossom. The layers in there are real, people. Onto the sheet we go. Make sure there's a good amount of space between each biscuit, just so they have room to kind of puff if they need to a little bit. So I'm gonna use a little bit more of my Sir Kensington's vegan mayo. Then a little bit of salt. I like to use flaky salt for this, just so it doesn't disintegrate. It stays its texture. These look amazing! These are gonna go into the oven, 400 degrees for about 18, 20 minutes, until they're golden, brown, and delish. It smells so good in here, I can't even take it. Look at these biscuits. Look at this. Ooh, that's hot. I mean, perfect. You can see how even the top browns when you add the vegan mayo. I love it. These are gonna be really hot, but I've got chef hands. Look at this. Look how flaky this is. Dude, that is what it's all about. When you can flake it like that, you know you did something money. Catch you next time.